Now you know the way that I have taught about a work ethic. How we should expend ourselves. How we should work. But I have to be very careful. I realize this. That when I say that, it's automatically going to be filtered through a certain context. You assume that I mean work really hard at a job, work a long time at a job, work long hours at your job, work. That's not what I mean. At least not anymore. Now, one of the deadly sins of Christian history is slothfulness. Did you know that? Right up there, gluttony is one of the 7 deadly sins. Lust. Slothfulness. Slothfulness. You may be guilty of that. I know you are. Because I know even I am. Now, you see, slothfulness, we think, in our American context, would mean that you're not working hard to prosper. Slothfulness in the Christian context is you are not living for God and living for God's kingdom in full strength. You're not exerting yourself to the fullness of your abilities and the strength God gives you for His glory, for His honor, for the promotion of His kingdom. Slothfulness. You've finished your work. You've come home from the office. And you know your wife has certain needs. But you're tired. Slothfulness. You know your children have many specific requirements. But you'd rather do something else. Slothfulness. I want you to look at slothfulness not in the terms of a money-making enterprise. I want you to look at slothfulness in terms of not serving the Lord with all your heart, soul, mind, and strength, and not giving yourself as a servant to those closest around you. That's what I want to talk about. You see. What does it mean to carry your cross? Well, it can mean almost countless things. But here's something I want you to think about. I know men, I think of one man in particular right now, who's in Florida, who was offered in his profession a position in which he would earn 2 to 3 times more money than he was presently earning. Now, in the American mindset, what should he do? Well, it's a no-brainer, isn't it? Man, he should go. Bam. Go up there. Take the job. He turned it down. And because he turned it down, he drives used cars. Because he turned it down, he lives in just a modern kind of suburban dwelling. Because he turned it down, he buys at Target and Jacques Penney and Walmart. But he turned it down so that he could serve his God, serve his family, serve his children, serve his wife, serve friends. Don't allow yourself to be sucked into that vortex. Now, I'm not talking about lazy. Maybe some of you are lazy. And you need a swift kick in the pants because you are lazy. I'm not talking about being lazy, but I'm talking about if you're going to expend energy, do it for the right things. Don't do it for a certain label on a shirt. Don't do it for a certain place to live. Don't. simplicity, to get everything out of your life that really does not lead to service to God, devotion to God, and service to one another. Get it out of your life. It's just not necessary. How many of you have ever bought something that the moment you bought it and took it home, you were sick that you had bought it? You knew you had become a slave to it. That if you kept it, it was bondage. And so you turn around after some sense came into your head and you sell it. And you actually lost money when you sold it, but you were so glad to be rid of that thing. That's bondage. How many of you have ever bought anything that was not pretty, did not shine, was not new, but it brought no bondage into your life? And even though no one gawked when you drove it down the road, well, they may have gawked, but not for the right reasons. But you were free. You were happy. In our materialistic Western world, the key is to work hard for the right things. For the right things. And they're not things at all. They're personal. God and people.